Hello, welcome back to another vlog. It is Wednesday. I have pretty much just been focused on work this morning, and now I have about 10 minutes before another one of the interview chats for the YouTube series that I'm doing. And so I'm gonna come downstairs. Oh, I just love seeing that in the background. I'm gonna come downstairs, open up the advent calendar, open up yesterday's advent calendar since I messed up, and get a fun drink made before this kicks off. Also, the fake nails are gone. One of them popped off this morning while I was getting ready, and our Dazzle dry order is out for delivery today. So that means I can paint my nails. So I decided just to give up on them because I also moved. One of the work things I was going to do today that I wanted to have my nails nice for was filming the March series for my YouTube channel. But I decided, even though I got a little bit ready today, as you could already see, I decided to go ahead and push that to Friday when I'm gonna like fully get ready to go to the show. So I was like, you know what? I will not worry about my nails today, not worry about filming those videos today, and push those to Friday. So let's open up day 9, since I skipped a day yesterday. Ooh, oh. See, now I'm kind of mad at myself because last night, when my sister was over and we were gonna watch a movie, I was like, man, I really want like a delicious caffeine-free tea to enjoy. And the only caffeine-free one over here is the orange one. And I just I'm not super excited about that. So this would have been really lovely last night. This is not gonna cut it today. I definitely need something with a little bit of caffeine. So I think I'm gonna try this holiday green pear one. And then I'm also gonna put some of the special honey that I talked about that's got a little bit of, I forget what, it's not caffeine that gives you the energy. It's like, I don't know, what, something else, like a natural energy booster ingredient. So I think that is what I'm gonna get made for this call. It is now 2 o'clock. I completely forgot to putting the dinner in the crock pot on my list for today, and it's too late. I just looked at the recipe, and even on high, it says high for 5 to 6 hours. So that's not gonna work. The good news is we have plenty of leftovers that we can have for dinner tonight. It's not a big deal. It's just funny. I feel like I just have to laugh, and it's not a big deal. I can cook it tomorrow, but the plan was that we were gonna cook it and have this tonight. And I feel like I always have way more energy to cook earlier in the week, and then leftovers carry us through the rest of the week. So I really do like to just cook Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's it. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are also the days we're more likely to sit and have dinner as a family, because by Thursday, usually things go a little bit awry. Something's happening, plans, whatever. We don't actually have plans, I'm trying to think, tomorrow night. So everything should work out. It should be just fine. It's just funny. So anyway, I just randomly remember that. It just popped into my head, and I was like, oh, well, now it's too late. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and tackle a house project downstairs. And it got me thinking, this is a thought I actually had yesterday I was recording one of the community lessons, and I was like, I'm gonna talk about it on a vlog. This time of year, normally I will do no goals December, and I will put everything that is not work focused for this time of year or Christmas holiday related on the back burner. Those are the priorities, and they still are, truthfully, they're still the priorities. But I feel like this year, because I'm in my 3rd trimester and there is a limited amount of time before the baby gets here, I can't just put everything off. Now, I do still have January and maybe some of February to continue to make progress on the pre-baby list and all the house projects and stuff. And I know I talked about this in the pre-baby goals video that I did a couple of weeks ago. Was that already a couple weeks ago? Yeah. Anyway. But I don't want to completely lose momentum, and I want to keep chugging on the house projects. So I am doing them a little bit at a time. I have the list, and there are some projects that are a lot more in depth than others, and some of them that are, how do I phrase this? Some of them that are truly beneficial to our everyday lives. The one I'm about to tackle, I feel like is going to be beneficial, especially in the winter. And then some of them, I want to deep clean all the kitchen cabinets. That's a nesting bug kind of thing on the list, right? There's things on the list that are little, they range in size. And then there's things on the list that range from, okay, this is worth it, or kind of has to be done, right? Baby room setup type stuff. And then you're just craving nesting and you want to declutter and deep clean everything before the baby gets here. And I always see the funny posts that are like, your babies don't care how clean your vase boards are. But I'm laughing because I'm looking at the kitchen and like deep cleaning the cabinets and drawers, and is on my list. And we'll see. I feel like I'm being very reasonable by prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized. So today, that is this closet. So a couple of things about the closet here. Let me flip it around. So we have the stroller, which truthfully, right now it does fit. It's cozy with like the outside thing on it and the thing, like all the pieces to it, but it does fit. That stroller is not going to be super useful. Once baby comes, I'm going to need the double stroller, and that is definitely not going to fit in that spot. It's just probably going to like live out here outside of the closet, and it is what it is. But I need to go through all of these coats. Lila does not fit or wear all of these coats and sweaters. So I need to go through and get rid of the ones that don't fit her and remove those. And then I also want to kind of quickly zip through our coats back here and make sure, why is that not closing all the way? This must have gotten pushed over a little bit. Okay, see if that's part of the problem too. And then the other like issue here is this has like scarves and hats and gloves and stuff, and it is overflowing. Like, I don't know how we got so many. I don't remember if in our coat closet at our old apartment, if we had like, did we have two? I don't know. So what I did to hopefully help with this problem was I purchased a scarf organizer on Amazon. It arrived yesterday. And so that's kind of how I'm also like tackling these house projects, is as like, I'm kind of, do I need something? And then I order an item for it. And then when it arrives, it's time to tackle it. The thing that's out for delivery today is for the pantry. So that project will probably be, spoiler alert, on tomorrow's vlog. Anyways, so I'm hoping that if I get the scarves on here and just have hats and gloves in there, it'll be a lot more feasible. Now, the other thing is I may switch around and put the basket down here and put the bags up there. I don't know, like having the basket down there feels weird, but also it's not even just that I'm too short. Like Sam is too short too. And so we have to pull the basket down if we're going to get stuff out, and that is annoying. And we use that right now every time we leave the house because it's cold every time we leave the house. Whereas like the grocery bags, that's what's in that Bevo bag right there. We don't use those necessarily every time. And then the other thing that's in here are the extra chairs for outside. I'm going to take those to the basement. They don't need to be in here right now because we're not using the outside space right now. So anyway, I'm just going to try to tackle and tidy up a little bit, make this a little bit more, I don't know what to call it, less of an eyesore. I don't like looking at it right now also. And the number of coats is just unrealistic for one small child. I feel like I need to add some commentary. I love my mother. My mother is the best human in the whole wide world. She has a coat obsession for herself that she has now transferred down to, not like Lila has a coat obsession. She has a coat obsession for Lila. Every single one except for, I think one of these was a hand-me-down, one of these two like snowsuit ones, and one of them was a gift. This was a birthday gift from a friend. Otherwise, actually, and I think one of these was mine. This sweater right here belonged to me. The rest of this, like my mother, like, really, Mom? Really? And some of these, like this one obviously doesn't fit her anymore. 12 to 18 months. And I can just tell by looking at it, it doesn't fit her anymore. This one is totally gender neutral, right? I can save this for baby boy. And then some of these, obviously, like, I'm not gonna save this for baby boy. All right, here's the after. It looks so much better and is already like making me feel more sane. I did decide to move the bags up here and then the basket with hats and gloves down there. And then there wasn't much actually to do with our coats. Like, these are just our coats. I feel like some of these are more sweatshirty and could go upstairs, like this one of mine and this one of Sam's. Like, these could go in our actual closet, but it's not that big of a deal. The scarf thing is great. It is thick. Like, once you have all the scarves on there, it does like still take up a decent amount of space. So just something to keep in mind. Now, I do prefer them here than like overflowing out of that basket. And we only have like maybe 2/3 on there of what it actually holds. So just something to keep in mind. And then I went through Lila's coats. This hanger is for the coat she has on right now at school. And that is our like entryway closet. I feel like it works for us now. I think I'm a little nervous for the day that we have another human and their stuff and our shoes all are in here, because right now Lila's shoes live in here because they're small enough and they can live in this drawer. But eventually It is not going to be the case, and we are going to have to make space for large human sets of shoes, but that's a future Laken problem. So anyway, one little house project checked off. All right, our Dazzle dry order just arrived, and I think that means I will have enough time to get my nails painted before I go pick up Lila. I was thinking I would just do it when she goes to bed tonight, but the other thing that got delivered was her new dresser. I was debating between used and new, and I went new, and hers, it arrived with obviously lots of assembly required. So if I get my nails painted now before I go pick her up, then I can work on the dresser after she goes to bed. I don't know that I'll finish it after she goes to bed, but I could at least start it. So anyways, let me quickly show you. Like I mentioned before when I first talked about this, first off, I started using Dazzle Dry when the pandemic hit. So before the pandemic, I was consistently actually getting my nails done. And obviously, when everything shut down, I stopped getting my nails done in person and switched to using Dazzle Dry at home. I have found as an ex-biter, I used to bite my nails, I love the longevity of Dazzle Dry because as soon as like a regular polish chips, I'm gonna pick it all off and just be done with it. So I have found that Dazzle Dry lasts longer for me than regular nail polish. So these are all, the other thing, really quick, don't ever pay full price. Okay. They always have sales. Their best sale is typically Black Friday. They usually, I feel like, have another one that's pretty good. But they are almost always having sales. I do have a referral code if you want. I can't remember what the discount is. And then I get like $10 back into my account, which I clearly will spend. The other thing is I always order with a friend of mine. And so we can save on shipping together, although we also always try to hit free shipping, but at least we're getting it together. And we also always wait for a sale. So I was due for every piece of like the set. I have a little bit of everything except the top coat, which I obviously talked about earlier in Vlogmas when I put on the fake nails. But it's nail prep. And then this is the base coat, the kind of cloudy one, a top coat. This is to add to, I think I'm pretty much out of this too. I haven't looked. If any of the top coat or the colors are too thick, you add this to kind of make it a little bit more liquidy so that it works better. And then this is called Transform, which adds it helps if your nails have any kind of texture. I pretty much use it every time that I do my nails. You don't have to use this at all, but this is something that I do like to use on my nails. In terms of colors, we went a little bit above and beyond. We definitely didn't need any colors. We have a lot of colors and we split them. I've talked about this before. We have a spreadsheet because we are both dorks. And so we have a spreadsheet of all the different colors that we have. There's a different tab for every category, like red, orange, yellow. And we also painted little sample things with all the colors. I showed that in a vlog once before too. So again, we didn't need any colors for sure. We have lots of colors, but there were a couple that each of us really wanted. I can see one for me that I definitely wanted was that burnt orange, even though Texas football season is basically over at this point, but I knew I wanted that. The other thing is we have realized that we prefer the minis from just an experience standpoint. We like painting with the mini brush. So we only buy new colors and minis, and it takes we still haven't gone through one. It takes forever to get through the colors. And so the minis are just really nice to have. So some of these colors are, well, at least two are ones that we have the big one of that we ended up actually getting the mini of. So the other problem with the mini though, is that I don't have the name of it. Well, let me pull up my order actually. Okay. I'm really struggling with focus here. So I'm just gonna have to talk you through it. So on the minis, it doesn't have the full name. I have my order pulled up so that I can tell you what the colors are. It just has a number on the bottom as well as an abbreviation. So this one is Shimmering Sands, and it's a gold color, which is super, super pretty. That's tempting. I gotta figure out which color I'm gonna do. This one, which is the burnt orange, and this is the one I knew I wanted. We have a shimmery burnt orange that I always use during football season, but this is a matte burnt orange. It's called Orchard. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. And then we definitely got some spring colors, knowing that spring was on its way. So this one is Lavender Parade, which is not tempting for now, but is beautiful. Beautiful lavender, beautiful spring color. Same with some of these pinks. So we got this one, which is XOXO. Love, love, love that light pink. We got this bright pink, which is called Soulmate. Gorgeous. We got this one, which is kind of like a brownish, orangish red. It's called Cinnamon Spice. This is definitely a good like fall color. I know this was one of the ones that my friend really wanted. We're always like, definitely, oh, this is sparkly. What is this one? BMO, Blue Moon, I'm assuming. This is actually sparkly. I don't know if I realized that, but it is like a bluish gray, and it's got like sparkles. Wow, that's pretty. This is one that we both have and love in the big version, although they have renamed it. So it was one of the very first colors I got, and I talk about it all the time. The one I have is called Starstruck. They no longer make Starstruck. They make this one, which is called Out and About. They have said it's basically the exact same thing. It's like this shimmery rose gold. It's so beautiful. I just love that color. Then we have this one, which is kind of a replacement for a full-size one that we have, but not exactly, because they don't make that one anymore either. The one that we have is Frozen Lemonade, which is beautiful yellow, like pale yellow. This one is a little bit paler than Frozen Lemonade, but they didn't have, it was the closest thing to Frozen Lemonade. So this one is called Sundress. I mean, it's still really beautiful, definitely more of a spring color, but it's gonna be sad when we're fully out of Frozen Lemonade. Okay, then we got this more nude color, which is called Textbook. I love that. That's actually tempting right now too, given that my nails are kind of on the shorter side. I might go with like a nude or neutral, but also I might do this sparkly gold one. And then this one that's like a coral color, that's called Let's Get Away. So pretty. And I got another kind of spring color. And then the last one, normally we stick with opaque colors. I am not like a kind of a, actually maybe this is the one I'll do to like test it out. Normally we stick with opaque. I'm not like a see-through kind of person, and I don't know if it's just because my nails do have texture that it's like not my favorite, but we got this white, which is more of like kind of a see-through white. And my kind of thought was that it's more of a like a wintry white to do it see-through rather than like the full opaque white, you know what I mean? So we got that one too. So again, maybe a little bit above and beyond with the number of colors, but they were having a really good sale. I think I'm leaning towards the sparkly gold one, the Shimmering Sands. Okay, nails are all painted. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It is a beautiful goldish color. It is a little bit more tan. Frankly, the name of it, sand, is a perfect name for this color because it is a sand color, and Shimmering Sands is even better because it does have just a shimmer. It's not sparkly. I feel like none of the lighting here right now in our house is good. It's like already dark outside. I'm about to leave to go get Lila, but I'm trying to show you my nail color if it will focus. There we go. But it turned out really beautiful. I was trying to get it to focus with the Christmas tree in the background because I just think it's so festive and fun. But anyways, I think it is festive, you know, with a little bit of shimmer, but not quite ready for Christmas red yet. That's probably the next color I will do. I tend to do my nails about once a week, maybe a little bit longer if I can push it, partially because, like I mentioned before, I'm an X-biter, and so as soon as it chips, I like to pick it off. And then I also like painting my nails. I find it really relaxing. I know my mom has said that she disagrees. She is actually also getting her nails done today at the salon that I've raved about before, and their gel lasts. She goes every 3 weeks because growth doesn't bother her. Well, I don't know if her nails grow as fast as mine, but the growth also probably doesn't bother her as much as it does me because she's not sitting at a computer typing. And so I know she said she was going to get a Christmas red today. That is probably the next color I will do. I guess there's 2 weeks until Christmas, 2 weeks from tomorrow. But anyways, turned out really cute. I really like it. I also can't remember the day that we decorated the tree. Did I like zoom in on Ornaments, any of the new ones? I was just really admiring this one. This was a gift for my stepmom. There's somebody in their neighborhood that makes these like really beautiful custom ornaments. So this one is of our wedding. And so it's got this picture on one side. I never know which side to leave it on. I love both of them. And then she also got us one for Lila. Look at this little tiny peanut. And then it says My First Christmas on the other side, but I like to leave it on the side with her picture, obviously. Also the ornaments. If you have a toddler, so Lila likes to play with the ornaments, and most like of the breakable ones are higher up, so she can't mess with them. And all she does is move them around. Like you'll notice it's These three are clustered here because she moves them around. What's the other one that she moved? This one that says Charlie. And then she loves to play with this one, which is from my first Christmas. And she says, baby mommy, and like moves that one around a lot. So that one is almost always in a different place when I come down here. Oh, hello, kitty. Can I get a cute picture of you in front of the tree? No. No. Okay. Hi. Where have you been sleeping? Hello. It is much later in the evening. I feel like that is my go-to MO at the end of these vlogs, is that I'm closing them out at the end of the evening, kind of updating you on where our evening went. We just had leftovers for dinner since obviously I told you I forgot to put dinner in the crock pot, which reminds me, I need to make a plan for tomorrow, and I need my hope, fingers crossed, is that I can get dinner in the crock pot while Lila is having breakfast, especially since I don't have to cut the carrots. I just need to cut the potatoes and put all the ingredients in, because then we have a busy day after that, which I'm not going to go into because you'll see tomorrow. So need to get that done first thing in the morning. So anyways, we had leftovers, and then we decided to turn on the new Dumbo. So we were coloring in one of Lila's like Disney coloring books, and there was a bunch of Dumbo, and she said something about the elephant movie. And we realized we've never watched Dumbo. And so when we went to Disney Plus to pick it, we saw the new live action one, and neither of us had seen it. So we started the new live action Dumbo, and it is very different from the original Dumbo. Like recently, my sister and I and Lila watched the new live action How to Train Your Dragon, and it's like that movie is almost scene for scene the animated one, which we had also watched recently, but just like for live. The Dumbo we didn't finish it, but it's not the same at all. There's like main human characters and just all kinds of stuff. Like, and the animals don't talk, which I feel like in all the other live action Disney remakes, like The Lion King, Little Mermaid, like the animals talk. Anyway, we're liking it so far. It's a little dark. It's not, it's not quite as, Dumbo itself, I guess, is kind of dark and sad, but anyway. While we were watching that, I spent a bunch of time getting started on Lila's dresser. So I started unpacking all the items and counting, make sure we had everything. And then I started putting things together. I did that during most of the movie. Sometimes I would sit down and like take a breather and sit with them on the couch and work on it. And then I would get back to it. And then after we put her to bed, I continued to work on it for a little bit longer, trying to make as much progress as possible. I knew the likelihood that I actually finished the dresser tonight was probably not going to happen. I am on, according to this booklet, I am on step 12 of 24. So theoretically, I'm halfway. I'm halfway done with it, but we all know that making the drawers at the end is like the most tedious part of this whole thing. At least I feel like that's the case. So we will see. I decided to go ahead and take a quick break, close out the vlog. I'm going to get ready for bed, like take my makeup off and get ready for bed. And then maybe try to get through the drawer piece of this. Like there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. And they're not like, they don't look to be too intense. Part of what's going to take a little bit of time and energy is getting some of these pieces. I was working on some pieces upstairs and working on some pieces downstairs, and carrying the pieces upstairs is going to take a little bit of energy from me. Maybe Sam will help me with that. He's downstairs watching something. But anyway, it would feel really good if I could get through the dresser part of it today and just have the drawers left to do tomorrow or Friday. So that is where we're at with that project. I have a little bit of more oomph and motivation to finish some. I'm not going to fully set up the nursery in the next week and a half, but not this weekend, but next weekend. One of my best friends that I went to visit in New Jersey, who just had a baby in August, and whose first son is just a couple of weeks older than Lila. They are going to come stay with us for a night. Her brother and sister-in-law live out in the suburbs. So they didn't come last year they came a year before for Christmas. They didn't come last year. I don't know. I don't really remember why, but they'll be here for Christmas. And so, but they're going to come stay with us one night the weekend before Christmas. So that gives me a little bit of oomph and motivation to at least get the nursery not in the shambles that it is in right now, so that we could use that space, like for whether it's for their older one or for Lila or something. How we're going to arrange sleeping, I haven't figured that out yet. But mine is like they will be in the queen bed that's in Lila's room, and their younger one, the baby can be in Lila's bed, and then some combination of the nursery and our room, Lila and the older one, whatever. But like getting these dressers moved around a little bit etc. I felt like it gave me a little bit of oomph to do some of that work before they get here in like a week and a half, which is so exciting. I'm excited for the kids to hang out. They haven't seen each other in a while. I'm excited for Sam to get to meet the new baby and just hang out with them a little bit. Although last time they stayed with us, when they came to visit, we stayed up way too late, like the 4 of us hanging out, and then regretted it when our little ones woke up early the next morning. So we'll see how that goes. I guess I can't hang the way I could that visit. That visit, the babies were like 8 months maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, now I'm getting rambly, and I think I'm just postponing getting up off this couch and getting ready for bed. So if you made it all the way to the end, comment below with like a tool emoji. I feel like there's like a hammer emoji or screwdriver emoji. I feel like the emoji always is related to the end of the vlog because I really can't ever remember what was in the earlier part of the vlog. I feel like if there's something that happens earlier, I should like write it down and make note of the emoji earlier, and I just cannot. My brain just isn't functioning at its full capacity right now, which is to be understood. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow too, which I'm really pumped about. So not that this one is anything exciting. I feel like I'm at this phase, you know, where you go in, they take all your vitals, they measure your belly, they listen to the heartbeat, and then they're like, any questions? Nope. Okay, good. You're on your way. And I don't have any questions for tomorrow. So it is likely going to be a quick appointment, but I appreciate that, like, regularly getting seen and being checked on. So, okay, enough rambling. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow. Because deep cluttering, that's not a word. So I'm going to start all over. Thanks for putting up with me. Everything except the top coat? What? Or, what's the word? Let me start that over. What's the word I'm looking for?